As time goes on, Halo fans get more and more desperate for the smallest crumbs of Halo Infinite information, and there continues to be something to fill that void. Brand deals and toys, baby, let's go. If you've been following the Halo Infinite news cycle at all, this is where we've gotten our Halo Infinite information. We had the original trailers from 343 that were showcased in the different E3s over the years. We had the campaign gameplay reveal, which also came with another trailer from 343 that was earlier this year. We had the recent Taco Bell commercial that aired during the NBA Finals, and then we had promotional brand deals from the likes of Chips Ahoy, Pringles, Monster, Wonder Bar, and Big Candy Bars, Sour Patch Kids. And we also had some toys in the form of Nerf guns and Mega Bloks toys, and probably some others that I have forgotten. Now, the point of this video is not to break down and speculate on the tiny snippets of information that these various sources have revealed, like armor coating being in the game, specific guns or armor pieces possibly returning, weapon skins, or even arguably major characters possibly being dead, because let's be honest, other YouTubers have done that to death and continue to do that to death. What I want to talk about in this video is how this news cycle or marketing cycle, whatever you want to call it, just plain out sucks. Besides the very little gameplay that 343 has shown, along with the little snippets of information here and there, we still basically know nothing about the game. We know some of the factions that are going to be in the game, some of the weapons, some of the locations, and the general art style, although some of that could be subject to change since we don't even know when the game is coming out. What I don't understand is why every piece of news that we get these days about Halo Infinite is from toys or brand deals. And it's never super concrete information either, it's just little snippets about things that get slipped in related to the brand deal. Buy Monster and you get a Monster skin. Buy these Chips Ahoy cookies and you get armor coating for your armor, etc, etc. So here we are waiting for literally any Halo Infinite information, and all we keep getting is these dumb promotional materials that leak little aspects of the game. You open up Twitter or whatever social media that you use and you scroll through, and rather than seeing people discuss anything cool about the game, it's just people speculating over whether or not Halo is adding in Destiny style shaders to the armor system. Are they? Who knows? Chips Ahoy shows them adding in armor coating, but what does that even mean? Has 343 gone in and cleared up some of the confusion? No. Now I want to be clear, I don't blame other YouTubers or the community for speculating on these little bits of crumbs of information that we get either, because what else is there to talk about related to Halo Infinite? And that is the problem. If these were coming out alongside any meaningful information from 343, it would make so much more sense, but it isn't. It's just these brand deals or toys that are being sold as the only sources of information that we're getting. Now, to be clear, these are all most likely brand deals or toy contracts that were signed months to years ago when it was anticipated that Halo Infinite was coming out this year. So on one hand, that does make sense. But I do really wonder why some of these deals weren't delayed until closer when the game was actually coming out. Things like the Monster cans that come with double experience is so irrelevant because we don't even know when the game is coming out. Why should we care about getting double experience in that game? Or what's going to motivate you to go and buy a thing of Chips Ahoy cookies to get a nameplate in some game sometime in the future? Now, I'm not going to lie, personally I wouldn't have cared much about these brand deals anyways, but at least it would make sense to roll it out with the game or close to the launch of the game. What good does marketing material do for a game this early when we don't even know when the game is coming out? This past week, during the NBA Finals, they ran an Xbox commercial that featured a CGI ad for Xbox and Halo Infinite, and I'm not going to lie, the commercial was pretty cool. But with how short people's attention spans are these days, I'm hard pressed to believe that between now and when Infinite actually comes out, any of the people that aren't hardcore Halo fans are going to remember that commercial, or any of the other promotional materials that have come out. Do you think a person that plays games casually is going to remember that they bought Chips Ahoy cookies 6 months ago and they had Halo Infinite on them? Most likely not. I would imagine this wasn't 343's plan, or who even knows how much say they have to change things like this. But I guess the easy way to say it is it just all sucks. As a Halo fan, unless you care about the Master Chief Collection, the content drought that we're going through is absolutely terrible, and rather than getting cool snippets of things that 343 is working on or could show to us, or literally anything, we just get some new toys to speculate on if those armors or weapons are actually going to be in the game. It's almost like a slap in the face for people who are waiting for Halo Infinite information and actually still sticking around in the Halo scene rather than just going off and doing other things. Halo Infinite was supposed to be out a month from now, and the way that this is being handled does really make me wonder how far 343 is. Logically, it does make sense to not show more of the game if it's incomplete, or if you're showing off parts that are subject to massive changes between now and release. But besides that one gameplay showcase that I mentioned earlier, there is still nothing, and that is a huge bummer. At the very least, I would say that 343 could come out and confirm or deny the different speculations that have been arising from these brand deals if they were unable to hold them back. Now, I will say they have kind of done this with the toys, as they came out and said that these are basically just toys, and things that you see in the toys doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be in the game, but really it doesn't clear anything up, it just makes it more confusing, because now when we're seeing these toys, we don't actually know if these things are going to be in the game or if they're not. Where before, a lot of people were just assuming anything that was in the toy was going to be in the game. To me, as someone admittedly outside the world of game design and game marketing, I think it would make sense to let people in the community know so that they don't get upset or disappointed, or hell, even excited over features that might not even end up in the game. I've seen different reactions to the various features that have been shown, like the armor coating, and it's hard to say if those reactions are even valid since we don't even really know what armor coating means. Hopefully we start to see some meaningful Halo Infinite information in the near future, because interest in Halo has to be at an all-time low. We have recently had some esports orgs come back in and pick up teams, which could either mean that they have information that the public doesn't know about, or honestly it could just be them getting ahead of the curve and picking up teams that they think will be solid performers. That's basically it for the video. I just wanted to highlight how the current handling of Halo Infinite news leaves a lot to be desired. Does it mean the game is going to suck? No, absolutely not, but it does give me some concerns on how far they are behind if there's nothing else to share. I do really hope that the game turns out great, but at the moment, the lack of anything meaningful makes it hard to care. Let me know how you guys feel about the surge of brand deals and toys that we've been seeing related to Halo Infinite, and if you like how 343 is handling the current situation. As always, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. If you want to chat with me live, or you just want to ask me random questions, you can come over and follow me on Twitch, and if that isn't enough me for you, you can also follow me on Twitter. With that said, I'll see you all next time.